All right, well, we're outside of the 9 News backyard with the Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado, and I have Sarah Marcogliese with me. Okay, that was a tough name, and I'm glad I nailed it, hopefully.
You did, you nailed it.
All right, so as Kathy just said, we have very warm, very hot weather coming in. We've already hit these 90-degree days, and we're starting to see less rain in some areas. So what should we know about our gardens, knowing that we're hotter and drier right now?
We are. So we had a lot of moisture this spring. So sometimes when you go from it being super cool to really, really hot, you'll see your leaves sort of wilt like these guys are doing. But don't worry, if they bounce back at night, it means there's enough water in the soil. What happens is the moisture sort of releases from the leaf itself, and then the stem can't bring moisture to the plant until it's cool enough. So don't up your water, wait until the evening. If it bounces back, you're A-okay. A second thing that I would definitely look for is if you're finding that your plants are wilting and not bouncing back, maybe you need to have more water-wise plants. And so Plant Select is a really great way to go, or here's a selection.
Oh, well, and it's a beautiful selection as well. So, you know, we worry about watering, but I know bugs are an issue right now as well in gardens. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so because of all the moisture that we had this spring, which was pretty intense, aphids are coming in like waves and waves and waves of disgustingness. And as we all probably noticed, the Japanese beetle has made its appearance, and we all know how much we love that bug. So what you can do for stuff like that is if you're gonna actually treat for Japanese beetles and aphids, obviously more water attracts them. So you can treat your lawns, and hopefully you can get your neighbors to also treat their lawns as well with a grub killer, because that's where they end up mass producing, is in the lawn itself, and then they fly out. And there's a lot of really organic, awesome products on the market. And then again, if you have some of these more awesome plants, like I love to use a lot of these sedums, especially in annual pots, because then you can bring these in as well. And they need a ton less water in the pots themselves. Whirling butterfly, I love this guy. But honestly, if you're gonna put out a beetle trap, remember, don't put it by the plant you don't want it to eat, because it actually attracts the beetles to the trap. So you want to put it all the way as far in your backyard as possible.
All right, and that's a good note. I might have made the mistake of putting it closer to the plants I want to protect.
Yeah, no, opposite.
Fantastic.
Like we kind of joke, put it in your neighbor's yard.
All
Don't
right.
really do that.
Right. So with some of these plants, you mentioned a little bit about some of the plants requiring less water. That seems pretty helpful to help us not get back into a drought so quickly.
Yes.
How do we select these plants? How do we find these plants?
So a lot of our local nurseries do carry them. Sometimes it's good to go with a professional, like somebody from the ALCC that can source a lot of these plants that are harder to find. The CSU Extension, along with the Botanic Gardens, has been doing Plant Select for many years now. So when you see this little label on here, I don't know if you can zoom in on this bad boy.
There we go.
But that Plant Select means that it's been selected specifically for Colorado and for our climate, and to be water-wise.
Oh, I love that.
And hardy, like super duper hardy. Lots of trial tests. And there's some really cool varieties. I mean, even the names are just kind of funny, like red birds in a tree. Who doesn't want red birds in a tree in their yard? And these things are like the sedums again, and then you get that beautiful fall color. And don't be afraid to play with foliage colors. And yucca, we do live in a high arid desert, people.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, the sedums, the yuccas, and some of these hardy ones are a good selection.
Yeah, well, I like this, and I really like the Plant Select, because it sounds like all of the hard work and all of the research has already been done. Just grab and go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, if you
just don't overwater.
Don't overwater, yes. She did mention this earlier in commercial break. Do not overwater, because you can drown your plants.
In the clay bathtub, of Colorado.
All right, well, if you missed any of this information or you'd like to revisit it, you could definitely check it out on 9news.com. That's where we'll have it there for you.